Shalom. First and foremost, I want to say all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Racha HaKodash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of the house of David. Salutations to you brothers throughout the four corners of the earth, teaching the truth and righteousness and sincerity. To you Israelite foreigners, come back home to the truth. To those that have passed on, serving the Lord, the dead in Yahweh Shai shall arise first. To the sisters that believe, keep encouraging and supporting your brothers that are out here risking our lives. And always keep in remembrance the sister who washed Yahweh Shai feet in the scriptures. All right, I'm going to try to get through this sit down as quick as possible because today my other phone seems to be the hotline bling. But what I wanted to go into, I wanted to talk about reading. And what do I mean by reading, right? The scriptures tell you, blessed is he that readeth in Revelation. But the reality of the matter is, throughout history, and this is how you know the scriptures are on point prophetically. Throughout history, you've never had a time that at the time of the writing of the King James Bible, whether it was, or even before then, when it was the scrolls, never did you have a time where more than half of the population was literate. And even today, in a time where reading is fundamental, as they say, you have a lot of people that are just bad readers. You really just have a lot of people that are not good at reading. So you think that humanity has made steps and strides, but the truth of the matter is you have a lot of people that couldn't read and understand the Declaration of Independence, let alone the Bible. You have most people that can't really read it, understand it, and I'm just throwing that out there as an example. It's not like there's something specific about that I want to go into. But literacy is really not meant to be that high. Most people, when you read the scriptures, it says that we're a kingdom of priests. But when we first became a kingdom, we weren't a kingdom of priests. We were a kingdom of warriors. We were a kingdom of farmers. We were a kingdom of tailors, blacksmiths, cooks, welders. We were a kingdom of people that had professions that had no use of reading. The reading was done for us by the Levitical priesthood. The way it was originally intended, the scriptures were not meant to be read by everybody. Now, you got people that are not genealogically supposed to be able to reading these so when you get, this is why you have different camps, because you have different levels of understanding of the scriptures. See, this is something that took a lot of research for, and I'm just going to say it, the apostles and elders of GMS. It wasn't something that I'm pretty sure they didn't get it back at One West, because otherwise we'd be all teaching the same thing. It took a lot of research. I mean, listen, think about it like this. You're working with a blank canvas. Nobody knows nothing. There might be already groups teaching that black people are the true Israelites. Who taught that the Hispanics are Israelites? Who taught the Native Americans are Israelites? How did it come to that? What study had to take place? And the reason why a lot of people didn't get it was because everybody's not a reader. Even today, when you sit down in these classes with these teachers and students, all those students are not equally good readers. Some of those students can read out loud and say what they say, even with Hebrew. I can pick apart Hebrew. I could read verses all day, Hebrew letters out loud. I don't know every letter. I know the letters. I don't know the words. A lot of us are reading the Hebrew the same way we read English. We read the words, we can sound it out perfect, but we don't know what every word or letter means. Or this is what makes it even crazier, is we also don't know grammar. We also don't know grammar, so we piece together, okay, this word in Hebrew means our, this word means father, right? But did you know that when you say our father, for the father to really be possessive, you have to add, it can't just be Abanawa. For it to be our father, you have to put Abiyanawa. Otherwise, you're just saying our and father. That's it. You know, you have to look at grammar. All of that stuff was not meant to be understood by everybody, not even half the population. So when you look at today's people, you see traits of people that do not read correctly. First off, you have people that prejudge. They read something and automatically they have a response. They don't read it in full. You ever post on social media and you're trying to say something, but then somebody else reads it a different way or they understand it a different way? It could be because you might have wrote the wrong thing grammatically, or they did not read the right thing grammatically. Think about that. We always go in on people on social media and say, oh, if you knew how to read, that's the truth. That's the truth. But the problem is, most people are not supposed to read. We had a system that was created by the Heavenly Father for men of exceptional learning and understanding to be able to read these scriptures to people and explain what these scriptures mean. It was only done by the Levitical priesthood at first. I know I get tongue-tied sometimes, but it was only done by the Levitical priesthood at first. So for regular men to be able to read, it's not, nowhere in history do you have anything where most people read. But the Most High allowed that so that we can become a kingdom of priests. Otherwise, the only people that would be able to break down the scriptures to you are in Haiti or are of Haitian descent. So you know what that means? That means you're not getting this understanding, because a lot of our Levite priests are going through a lot of shit in their country right now. A lot of Levites are actually unable to read the way we read now. You gotta, and again, going back to America's education, a lot of these kids cannot read, and it's not because the teachers are bad. It's because they were genetically predisposed to doing other things. Man was not meant to read as a whole. Reading is not something that, and that's why you have such disparities with reading comprehension. We put an emphasis on people learning how to read. Everybody cannot read equally. Some people can read the words out loud. That's already difficult for a lot of kids. I would say the majority of kids can at least do that. But the real problem becomes actually understanding what's read. So when you wonder, hey, why are some students going to Harvard and some are going to Kane University like me, is because the ones in Harvard were blessed genetically with the ability to read. In America, you have a bunch of people that pretend that they're equal. Everybody's equal. No, everybody is not even born equal. You got people born with disabilities. Dyslexia isn't a disorder. It's simply most people are not meant to even read. Most people are, like I said, cooks, tailors, warriors, blacksmiths. These are the professions of the ancient times. That's what most people did. They had no use to read the Bible because we had a Levitical priesthood. That's the reason why you go to church, because everybody's not blessed with the same ability to understand the scriptures. So when you get scriptures that say, blessed is he that readeth, and you're looking at it like, well, everybody's obviously blessed. No, everybody's not blessed. Simply reading a chapter and explaining and being able to explain the meaning, being able to go into the etymology of words like Apostle Gabar does very masterfully. These are things that are not for every man to be able to do. You don't know how many times I watch Israelite videos, especially the guys that come up against Israel, and they only know semantics. They only know words. They don't know how to, a combination of words means something totally different. Like you could say the road less traveled, right? What do the road less traveled actually mean? It just means you're going about something in a way that most people don't generally go about it. It's that simple, but because of the words, people get tossed out. What do you mean travel? Everybody can't understand that there's figurative language. Like, everybody was not genetically predisposed or spiritually predisposed to be able to read the Bible. That's the Bible. You really literally have to be either super studious. I'm going to tell y'all, one of the biggest things that helps me understand the Bible is, hate to say it, I went to Kane University, not the best university, but I have an English degree. So I can read the words and I can get a certain level of understanding that I wouldn't have been able to get if I didn't have that type of formal education. Because to understand the English Bible, you have to understand English. You really do. And it's not easy. You know, think about it. If you're a sheep herder, why would you even read to begin with? People that were sheep herders and things like that, they were like people having hobbies. Oh, I like to read literature. Those are, unless you deal with literature as a profession, that's just a hobby. That's literally just a hobby. So those of us that read the Bible and read it for understanding and to correct our ways, we're doing that as kind of a side thing. That's why you see a lot of brothers that have jobs like me. We have jobs and we're distracted by these jobs when we try to live and understand and study the scriptures. Because everybody wasn't meant to read. You have people that are literally paid, make great money to read and to break down Nathaniel Hawthorne writings and all these complex authors. You actually have people that are getting paid to do that because those are the people that either have dedicated their lives to learning how to read to that level or are genetically predisposed to being able to read like that. Blessed is he that readeth. A lot of us read that scripture and say, oh, well, everybody can read. No. And not being able to read does not make you stupid. You simply are not genetically, you probably can break down a lot of information on cars or on different things. You probably are a great craftsman. Does not make you stupid or less than anybody else because you cannot read. But anyway, with that, I'm going to say shalom.